Hi everyone, you're welcome back to another interesting tutorial. My name is Mercy. Today we are going to learn how to cut and sew this beautiful inbuilt dartless corset. As you can see here, I have not added any boning to my own. I'm still on the process of making it, okay? So we are going to be learning it step by step, starting from how to draft, how to cut, and also how to sew it. It's a very long tutorial, but I am going to be dividing it into three segments: part 1, part 2, and part 3. If you're interested, just keep watching. Okay, now I have my pattern prepared, and you can see that I have placed my tape to get from the shoulder, to get my shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist, and shoulder to the full length of the blouse, which is 21. I am going to add extra 2 inches, making 23. Now I'm going to place my tape to get my shoulder divided by 2. I'm going to mark. I'll mark our basic neck width and depth 3 by 3 inches. After that, I'll rule the lines across like this. So this is going to be a dartless corset, dartless inbuilt corset. Okay, just pay attention. It's very simple. From the bust, I'll go up with 2 inches to get my chest line. I'll rule it out like this. I'll connect the armhole line, cover the neck line, then get my shoulder slope this way. Then I'm going to divide in shoulder by 2, get the midpoint, place my pattern curve. But before I do that, I'm going to go out here with 1 inch, placing my pattern curve like this, my pattern master like this, and curve it out this way. Though the upper part from the chest line, the shoulder is not gonna be needful, I'm just marking it there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to get my bust span divided by 2, 4. I'm going to go ahead, mark starting from the chest line down to the blouse length. I'm going to rule it out across like this. Now having done that, I'll label the chest line, bust point, under bust, waist, and the blouse length. We are drafting the front, guys. Now on the under bust, I am going to be marking 1.5 inches at the both side. If you are a plus size, make use of 2 inches or 2.5 inches, depending how big you are. Okay, I'm going to bring it down to the blouse length. From the under bust down to the blouse length, I'm going to mark 1.5 inches. I'll rule it out like this. From that, I'm going to place my curve rule and connect it from the under bust to the bust point. I'm going to cover the both both parts or the both sides. Now from the chest line, I am going to go up with 1.5 inches, depending how you want your cleavage to be exposed. So you can go up with 1 inch, but I went up with 1.5. Then from that place I went up with 1.5 inches. I took out 1 inch at the both side. I'm going to curve it like this in a slanty way, connecting it back to the bust point. It's just for our upper bust tightening. So now guys, the next thing I'm going to do on that chest line that from the chest line, I'm going to come in with 1 inch, and if you watch, you can see that I used my pencil to mark it out. Then from the under bust, I'm going to go down with 1/2 inch from the under bust like this. I'll mark 1/2 inch beneath the under bust. Now after marking the 1 inch, I'm going to go ahead and rule it out with my pencil, because if you watch the picture we are recreating, the cleavage shows a little, the cleavage is a little bit exposed, and that is what we are going to create or get That is why I went in with 1 inch starting from the chest line down to the under bust. I'm going to use my pencil and mark it out for us to be able to see it a little bit. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to so guys, the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to curve out the upper curve, like our corset, from the chest line. I'll bring it down to the bust point like this. I am trying to get the curve area, just making sure I place my pattern master like so. But before I do that, I'm going to curve it, like connect, placing my French curve like this to connect from the chest line to meet to the upper bust tightening. You can see the way I place my ruler. That is how you're going to place it, making sure that your ruler is at the armhole area, but it's not too much to the armhole area, but I connected the curve line to meet to the armhole part. Now from the under bust area, I am going to come in from that 1 inch. I came in with 0.7 inches because I wouldn't want my cleavage to be too exposed. So if you want your cleavage to be too exposed, connect your curve from the 1 inch I came in, but I just mark 0.7 inches, placing my French curve like this. But before I do that, I'll place my French curve like this to connect it to the under bust to curve out our corset. Okay, if you don't understand, after going in with 0.7 inches and mark, I just leave it there. Then I brought out my French curve, placing it from the bust point, curve it out to meet to the under bust to cover out our corset. Okay, after doing that, I'm going to use my marker to outline it, but before I outline it, I'm going to make sure that I use my pencil to get everything I want. Now you can see that from the under bust that I came down with 1/2 inch, I am placing my French curve like this. The place I came in with 0.7 inches, I placed my French curve like this to meet to the 1/2 inch I came down from the under bust, and I'm using my pencil to curve it. I wanted it to have a curve on line like this. So if you wanted, you can connect it into like slanty shape or pointed shape. Okay, if you want your corset, your neckline to be a deep neckline, connect it straight to have like a v-neck line, and you can see that v-neck line there. I'll be leaving it just if you want your own to have a v-neck line. But you see this place I'm marking right now, I am just curving out using my pencil with free hand, curving, making that place a curvy area, little curvy, to meet to the corset I just curved out. I don't know if you understand what I am saying, but if you don't understand, please rewatch this video. Now from this area, I am going to measure what I have, the 1 inch, divide it by 2 on the armhole, then mark it. They're connecting it to me to the under bust. Or if you cannot do that, you bring your nipple to nipple measurement, add it 1/2 inch, making 4.5, mark it to the bust point and curve your corset like this. Okay, now I'm going to use my marker to outline it for us to see all the curves that I just make. If you want your yoke to have a deep neckline, from the 1/2 inch I came down on the under bust, just make it to be a pointy look or pointy shape, then connect it to me to the corset that we just curve out. You can see the way I curve out all my corset, then curve out your yoke like this. Okay, like this place I'm marking out right now is the pointy area, which I'm not going to be making use of. I'll be cutting out the curvy parts on that pointy shape I mark. You remember I mark out little curvy part to it. Okay, now I'm going to be taking out, putting down my measurement, bust divide on the under or sorry, on the chest line, I will divide my bust measurement by 4, adding back the 2 inches I took out for the upper tightening. I'll add it back and put back my same allowance. I'll bring it down to the bust point. Now to the under bust, I'm going to mark under bust divided by 4. I'll bring back this dart intake I took out here. I'll measure the dart intake, put it back, then add my same allowance. So guys, same thing goes to the waist measurement. Now I'm going to be putting my waist measurement divided by 4 plus my that intake and the same allowance. If you like, here what I did here, I snatched my waist a little bit. I took out 2 inches from my waist measurement and divide the remaining one by 4 and mark it there. I just snatch it a little bit. That is a simple way of snatching the waist. Now to the blouse length, I'm going to be inputting my hip measurement divided by 4 plus that intake and plus the same allowance. Having done that, I'm going to use my ruler to connect all the lines like this. I hope you are following, okay? If you don't understand any part you didn't understand, please make sure you rewatch this video. It's very, very simple. Now from the side part, I'm going to go up with 1.5 inches to curve it out to avoid this pointy look. I'll connect it back to the dart leg. So to get our 3-part corset, I'm going to like 3 parts cup. From the bust point, I went up with 1 inch at the center, like at the center of the 4 inches I took out from my bust pan. I went up with 1 inch and mark. Then I'm going to place my curve rule, curving it out from that mid part that I went up with 1 inch to the bust line. You can see what I am doing. I'm just curving it out. I want to make a 3-part cup here or 3-part corset here, but if you want to make yours a 2-part corset, you can go ahead and do that. If you watch the picture we are recreating, I don't know if the cup is a 2-part cup or 3-part corset, but I'm going to be making my a 3-part cup corset. Having done that, I'm going to label it with my fainted marker. I'll label number 1, and remember that this carried that line there. That is why I labeled the 2 parts number 1. Here is going to be number 2, and the other side is going to be the number 3 cup. So I just use my fainted marker to mark it. And please make sure while cutting, make sure you know your down parts and know where the pointy deep neckline starts from. Please ensure to know where the pointy neckline, like our own pointy neckline started from ½ inch, we came down from the underbust and we connect it to the curvy area of the cup. So you can see the way I'm just curving this thing out with my pencil. That is the particular area I am going to be curving out. So my neckline, my deep neckline is going to be a curvy shape instead of a pointy mouth. Hope you understand what I am doing, okay? And this particular place is very, very important. This is the place that it ended. It's going to be important while joining your corset. You will know where this pointy mouth stop, where it is, okay? I'm still going to explain more on this while sewing it. You will understand what I am talking about, because that place is going to be having a boning. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Like I said before, we are going to be having 3 parts for this tutorial. It's very, very long, and that is why I'll be dividing it into part 1, part 2, and part 3. Okay, and again, if you want to put a yoke to your own, go ahead and mark your yoke. Okay, go ahead and put a yoke on your own corset. If you don't want, fine. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my yoke like this. Just watch closely, you will understand how I cut this front pattern. So I just want us to know what I'm doing. I'll label this the center front and the side front. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut the upper part like this. Then taking out this particular dart intake I took out, you can see the way I am curving it out. I'm cutting everything like this. Just focus your attention on this area. Now coming to this deep neckline, I'm going to cut out my curve area like this, leaving the straight pointy deep neck I just marked. If you like, you can cut your own there. Having done that, I'll cut out our corset pieces or corset part like this. Now guys, please stay tuned for our next tutorial on the part 2 of this video. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.